What's happening? What's going on? Yes, it is me, Chris, and I am here to do 2 movie reviews just for you. Which means the longer you watch, the more you get to see this most handsome face that hasn't shaved in for so long. That's right, it's me. So anyway, uh, yeah, I I got a lot to talk about here. So sit back, relax, get your popcorn out, and I hope you enjoy this. But before I go into anything, I just want to promote my brother's new show that is coming out sometime this month called The Chore of Duty, where he's going to literally talk about anything and everything, and not just comic books or anything like that, but we're talking about sports, wrestling, politics, you name it, everything that goes on every day, all the bad shit. He'll probably have something to talk about on that. He has a whole lot to say about everything. I mean, come on. But no, I mean he's real funny. So it's like he has that sarcastic humor. So when he talks to you about something, he's talking about real stuff, and he says things that we all think about, even if you may disagree on it. But he's really good at making you laugh at the same time. So when his show comes on, I will make sure that everybody knows and go and check him out. It will be on our YouTube channel, Who, What, and Where. And I know everybody has issues of spelling that, so I will have it up here uh, and all that. So make sure you check us out. We also have a new episode. We have 3 episodes coming your way. Yeah, we did a whole lot. So there's going to be 3 episodes showing up over this week. One of them is already up, so go check that out. So anyway, movie review. So what am I talking about today? Well, first I'll be talking about scary stories and tales to tell in the dark. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Right. I can't believe I messed that up. So let's get with it. So first of all, I want you guys to know I don't like scary movies. And it's not because they're scary. It's just the fact that they take a whole lot to scare me. I can't get into slasher horror movies because I think they're stupid. I have seen some paranormal shit in my life, so scary movies about ghost stories and they're told well, that does freak me out. Like the first Paranormal Activity movie freaked me out. After that, it was just stupid. Um, the Conjuring, oh god, that movie. I can't even remember what the last scary movie that actually I saw before this one that scared me. I think it was the Annabelle 3, or how many Annabelles is there? No, it's the second Annabelle movie. That one, whew, that was pretty freaky. But yeah, anyway, ghost, scary stories to tell in the dark was one of my a movie that I was really looking forward to because of the fact that I remember reading this book several times in school. I remember I think it was like middle school, going into the library, and there was a slew, like a whole shelf, 3 or 4 shelves actually, full of Goosebumps. And at the very end was this old skeleton clown like dude. I can't remember exactly, but I know he had almost looked like a clown with a pipe. And I was like, what is this? And read it and was just blown away. Like it scared the crap out of me, but I loved it that I kept on going back. So when I heard that this movie was going to be made, especially with Del Toro, who is master at creeping people out and having weird looking creatures in his movies. I mean, the guy's done, so many movies. He's done Hellboy, the original ones, Hellboy movies. He did those. He's done, I mean, just look up the dude, trust me. Del Toro, he's amazing. Uh, but with this movie, I was just like, I could not wait. So, um, the movie's set in the 60s, and they kept it in the 60s era, so that was great. Um, and it followed these kids that goes to a haunted house, and there is like this whole legend with this girl that was kept in her basement, but she was accused of killing a bunch of kids, and she told ghost stories, and every time she told a ghost story, apparently people just disappear. So, of course, they go to this haunted house, and they find the woman's room, and they find a book, the ghost stories that she told to everybody that disappeared. And then all of a sudden, everything starts, well, bad shit, crazy stuff start happening. And the stories, just like from the book, and these stories are like, they're creepy enough, but when you see them, imagine them, and there they are on the big screen, it does freak you out. There's a lot of freaking jump scares in this movie. Look, I don't know if it's the fact that I'm out of shape, the fact that I drink like 17 monsters in my life, like in a week, or I'm getting old. But it's like, no matter if I know that a jump scare is coming, it's like, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. And I know, look, I don't think it's just me. But I know that there's a lot of people out there that try their best to seem so cool during a horror movie, to where you're like holding on to the armrest, or, whatever, because you know the jump scare's coming, but you don't want to look like a wuss. And you know it's coming, and you're waiting for it, and you're waiting for it, and the person next to you starts screaming, and that makes you jump, and you're like, what's wrong with you, woman? It still gets you. There's a lot of jump scares in this movie, and I got to admit, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. The man, it really, really, really gets your inner horror out of your system, and makes you just go, I want more. And that's something else. I'm not going to give away what happens, but it does kind of leave it open for a sequel. Now, I know it's been a very long time since I read the book, but I know that I'm pretty sure these kids weren't even in the original story. I think it was just a ghost story, and then the next chapter, another ghost story, and so on. And when I was doing research, I didn't know that they made more books. I had no idea. I don't know why I was thinking that there was one book, because the book is a classic. So yeah, there's other books, which means that there probably is going to be a sequel, and they're going to tell the ghost stories from the second book. So I don't know what to expect if they do a sequel. So yeah, I'm kind of bugging here. I'm going to have to do some more research and do some reading. Yeah. But the kids in this movie were great. Not as great. They always do the whole certain type of kids, and like It and Stranger Things and all that stuff. These kids were a little bit older in this movie, but still, it's like, it's like, okay, these kids are going to get in some mischief, and all hell's going to break loose, and all hell does break loose. It's pretty freaky. I love the movie. I thought it was great. I'm not gonna give anything away. Just, if you love horror movies, and if you are a fan of the original book, I will say the original book is still better. But this one, yeah, this one did one hell of a job on freaking me out. So, yeah, I'm going. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie from 1 to 10. I am going to give this movie an 8. This movie did its job. It did scare me. So, yeah, totally an 8. Uh, Now comes the second movie. I really did not want to go watch this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I did not want to watch this movie, but I had people ask me about actually going to see this movie and reviewing it. I know that they did it as kind of a joke, but I figured, you know what? Maybe this will surprise me. The movie I'm talking about is Dora, the City of Gold, or Lost City of Gold. I don't know. I really don't care. So I went and watched this, and well, okay. They did it kind of smart, okay? Like the beginning of the movie is literally like watching the cartoon. And then you realize, and then it switches to live action, which you see, oh, it's just the kids using their imagination. So that's freaking fantastic. You know, that's great. And basically, uh, Diego, her cousin, moves to the city. She's raised in the jungle with her parents, rainforest, whatever. And of course, she has the monkey. I can't remember the monkey's name. So, anyway, her parents are adventurers, they're explorers. Explorers run through their family, it's just their thing. And her parents decide that they got a big lead on something, so they're going to go and check it out. But until then, Dora has to go to the city, live with Diego, and wait until their return. Now, it gets really funny when she goes to the city because it's she's so innocent and so friendly that she's friendly with everybody, and everybody's like, what the hell's wrong with this kid? And it's really funny, especially when she's going through the metal detector at school. She has all kinds of shit in her backpack. That part is pretty damn funny. And there's a scene where they go to a dance and she comes as the sun. She's dresses up as the sun, and she does this dance. I I got to admit, I laughed my ass off at her dance. That was pretty hilarious. Um, if you go see the movie, you'll definitely laugh too. That I mean, that was just ridiculous. But it was really funny. And anyway, she gets kidnapped with a bunch of other kids and Diego. And the kidnappers take her back to the rainforest, to wherever her parents are, because they're going to use her as kind of leverage to get her parents to do what they want. And that's when things kind of go from Tomb Raider style and Indiana Jones style and to, I mean, they had a good story. They actually did a pretty good job of what it is that they were going to do. And then oh my god, they did this. There's these things that happen in this movie that throws you off. I mean, it literally throws you off because the story is getting real. Okay, you're like, okay, this is a really good, real story with great humor for a child, based off of a child cartoon. You really get into it, and then all of a sudden, it loses you because the bad guys see the kids running off, and one of the bad guys whistles, and guess who shows up? The fox, Swiper, swipe, yeah, he swipes shit. That I know he does in a cartoon, But yeah, he shows up in cartoon form. Well, not really, kind of cartoon form, and he talks, and it's like, what? I mean, it was going real serious, like, and it's like they have no issue with the fact that there is a talking fox that is working with them. I mean, you got the monkey, and they even point out that the monkey can't talk and that he is a wild animal, but yet Swiper can. So that was a thing that happened, and it totally just threw me off because I mean, I know it's based off of a kid's cartoon, but they were taking it so serious, like, you know? And then they did that, and it's like, whoa, okay. Um, so the movie goes on, and there's also a moment where Boots, that's the little monkey's name, Boots actually ends up talking, and he has a deep voice, like, it kind of sounded almost like Jason Statham, or I don't know, it's like a deep Australian type of accent, and you're just like, okay, all right. And there's no reason for the monkey to talk at all. Like, he just starts talking, and then he shuts up when everybody arrives, and Dora's like, did you hear him talk? And they're like, no. And then it's like, oh, okay. Whoever the girl is that they got to play Dora, she did an awesome job. I got to admit, she brought the character to life really well. I'm not a Dora fan. Never watched Dora or whatever else there was of Dora. I think there was a Diego own episode, but I don't know. But anyway, I, I it was an all right movie. You expect it to be childish, but I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like if you watch the live action Scooby Doo movie, you know what to expect, and you know that Scooby is going to be like this computer generated thing that talks. You're expected of that, and there's going to be a lot of goofy shit that happens. Dora, due to the fact that this is like Dora's very first big movie to the big screen, you're like, okay, well, whatever. But it transitions from being this typical way of seriousness, and then they throw in some really stupid shit with Swiper and all that, and Swiper's supposed to be like that, but the tone of the movie just completely changed, and it's just like, I don't know, it's way out of place for me. I just, whatever. But anyway, to score this movie, I'm going to have to say I'll give this movie a 6 from 1 to 10. I'll give it a 6. So, Scary Stories, an 8. Dora, a 6. I have an idea for Nickelodeon. If you ever listen to this or answer my prayers, if you want to do a live action movie, go old school. Hey Arnold, Real Monsters, Rugrats, or The Wild Thornberrys. I would watch the shit out of those. Just an idea. But anyway, thank you for watching. And I hope to see you guys soon. If not, oh well, see you on the other side. Bye!